Hi Chris.
Hi.
We've been having a look at the game, Konflikt 47. Really nice models.
Thank you.
And you've been kind enough to give us some time to tell us a little bit about yourself and the game. So, can you explain a little bit about Clockwork Goblin?
Yeah, Clockwork Goblin's been sort of in the hobby for a few years now, just as a small three-man team. We have designed and produced our own range of miniatures, initially at 15mm as a sort of an experiment. Very fortunate to run into Warlord Games with a mutual interest, which has blossomed, as you've seen, into the Konflikt 47 project, which certainly since its release in August has really kept us busy and kept us on our toes, and is going full steam ahead.
It's a really fascinating idea. Can you just explain a little bit about where we went from World War II into Konflikt 47?
Yeah, well, we as a little team of players, our little group, always loved the alternate history, the Wyrd-war II sort of genre. And we're firm followers of some other products that have been around a little longer, until we realised that actually we had the skill sets to produce our own miniatures potentially. One of the three of us, Russ, is established now in the industry as one of the really quality digital sculptor. When you've got that in house, that gives you a start point.
Yeah.
We proved the production concept. We had to outsource production, but it was viable. And we produced a small 15mm range, just as really a proof of concept. We then realised actually the benefit of digital sculpting is you can change scales and play around with the same sculpt at multiple levels, and proved that we could do 28mm figures as well. So there we found ourselves with a sort of a capability and an interest, but not a clear direction. So we had to play around with some house rules and some home rules. And actually, a bit of luck. We were doing some other work with Warlord and realised they were looking for a Wyrd-war II supplement to bolt action.
Yeah.
We had the start of that project, and that was sort of two and a bit years ago. And now we're pushing ahead, selling Konflikt 47 as a game in its own right, not even a supplement to bolt action. So that's a nice place to be.
So the premise is the war has continued. It's continued into 1947.
Yeah. So if you're a World War II,
the Allies,
if you're a World War II fan up to about 1943, it's the same.
Right.
And then the alternate history we've added, the sort of the branch off from reality, the detonation of the atomic bombs, rather than historically landing in Japan. The Americans test one in the US, and they drop the other one on Dresden to try and negate the need to do the Normandy landings. That's fine, apart from the side effect of these atomic detonations is rifts, and we've left it a bit loose. We have a plan, but we're not going to spoil it all now. But through these rifts, there are messages, communications, encrypted, garbled, unclear, mismatched. But what it allows is the different nations, predominantly America and Germany, to make some rapid advances in technology, which is the backstory, if you like, to the walkers, the DNA genetic creations. That's where the added tech comes from, if you like.
And we're going to show some footage of things like the crab tanks and those kind of things.
Well,
they are
that's
just
great.
Stunning models, absolutely beautiful.
So quickly, just to give you a real rundown on the nations, America perhaps has the technological lead in one sense in certain areas. So they work closely with the British, and there's a lot of synergy and exchange of technology.
Okay.
The Germans have their own labs and research facilities. Russia, who's been excluded from the programme from the Allied point of view, effectively breaks the alliance, so is effectively a third faction. So the former allies of Soviet Union, Britain and America, is now Britain and America versus Germany versus the Soviet Union. So that's another dynamic. And then in October we released the first supplement, which adds the Japanese to the game as well. And each of the factions has some unique technology, some slightly different rules and variations, but will fundamentally feel similar to what a World War II player would perhaps expect. The Russians are a bit blunt and crude, mass over finesse. The Americans are, production powerhouse and all that you'd associate with that. They've got some good, clean technology, for want of a better description. The Germans very much into the sort of the super soldier problem, and it's a bit of a cliche, but it's popular. The horror type stuff fits in the Axis space a little easier in traditional sense. So each play is a bit different. The British are perhaps the most whimsical. They've got some automated robot infantry that have an ability to go wrong on the battlefield. But yeah, adds a little bit of character, a little bit of British quirkiness to their faction as well. So
that's great. We're planning on doing a series on Conflict 47, so we're all picking our factions. There's been a few discussions, a few disagreements. I've got Russia. I think Sam, where are we going?
US, I think.
US for Sam.
Yeah.
Rachel, we'll see. I think you should do British. So we're all really excited about that. Have you got a favourite faction?
Well, you'll probably be able to tell from the fact there's more American walkers than for any other nation that I play Americans. I'm constantly told that they've got too much stuff, but we've still got some room to add some stuff to them yet. So
that's great, thanks. We're really looking forward to it. Know that the audience is going to absolutely love where we go with this. So, look, thank you very much
brilliant.
for that.
Oh, thank you.